Twist it. Ah, yes, sir.
You know, it was actually funny. So I shaved mine, and then I had it really long, and I was really upset because I was like, man, fuck, should I trim it? And it was like literally like curling point, like literally down to here. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't. And I was like, no, I want to go for the cleaner look. So I trimmed everything around it, and I was done. And I was like, I like it. Damn it, I should have left it. And then everyone else was like, you should have left it longer. I was like, fuck.
I mean, I don't know.
Brian thought it looked nicer, trimmed up.
I like that. I like it trimmed up. It looks
Mhm.
good. I like that.
But then Mike, Cuddy, and JJ all shaved their faces and just did the mustache too.
That's funny, dude.
Mike looked at me, he was like, Brad, I'm like, no shit, bro, dead ass with you. That shit's so tough. And he like dapped me up. He was like, that mustache is so tough. And I was like, yo, bro, thank you for that. I was like, that gave me the confidence.
It is a good stash. I like it. Looks good.
I appreciate
it fits you well. You got
That's what I was saying. I was like, I have a mustache face. Like, it works.
Yeah, you have you got that Morgan. You got that Morgan Wallen face, baby. That's what you got. Got that Morgan Wallen
That
face,
last
baby.
night
We let the liquor talk. Dude, I was looking at that Fantastic Four stuff you sent, man. That's crazy, and I love it. And I love it, dude. I love it, bro. It makes sense. It like actually. Oh wait, my audio is way too high. Sorry. No, but I was looking at that stuff, and it makes sense because they have the timepiece, right? Like it's obviously like a more of like a retro vibe, right, from like the 70s or something. And then, which would make sense if that, then toward the middle of the movie or whatever, they then get transferred. And I do like, anyways, for everybody watching right now, I'm gonna, you know what, screw it, I'll put it on screen and post. So on your screen right now, basically you'll see the kind of theory that people are making for Fantastic Four, and it's really dope, man. I want to pull it up too, so I can kind of just take some points from it. But yeah, basically what it is kind of, I mean, obviously kind of similar to the original Fantastic Four. It's the same kind of story, right? But Reed Richards and everybody, they're obviously in their own, world. And then he's like trying to figure out the multiverse, like time travel stuff, which is really cool. And then the weapon goes off, and then they get teleported to Earth or Universe 616, which is like the main universe that everyone's in, right? It's where the MCU's in and whatever. And Victor, Doctor Doom, also gets teleported there as well. He
was like screwed up from it and stuff.
Yeah, but what's cool though is he gets this is just a theory once again, but he gets teleported like 40 years in the past, which is pretty cool. So he gets teleported in like 80s, right? While, so he actually goes forward in time, but only by like 10 years or whatever, the original thing took place from. But he goes like in the 80s while the actual rest of the Fantastic Four crew, goes to modern time in that other universe. So Doctor Doom's already like a, solidified character in this universe. So it's pretty dope, man. I really like that. I didn't read the Avengers Doomsday theory on that third slide, but because I just don't want to go too far into it.
Oh, dude, no, it gets really good. It's like, oh my god, it's like, did you get the script? How did you get the script,
dude? Honestly, yeah. You know what? Screw it. Let's read it. Let's do it. I'm just gonna read through the whole thing. So Reed Richards is on the verge of inventing multiverse travel. The testing of the device draws the attention of Galactus, who seeks access to the multiverse in order to eliminate the need of traveling planet to planet to feed. Which, by the way, dude, Galactus is my favorite Marvel villain of all time. He's so cool,
Galactus looks. Did you see the clip of him? At the Comic-Con?
Yeah, and what's crazy is he can get even bigger, bro. He's like he's huge. He's like like stupid big. Like he can transform his size and stuff.
I can't wait to see how they try to.
I wish I could do that. Silver Surfer informs the Fantastic Four that Silver Surfer informs the Fantastic Four that Galactus gaining access to the multiverse would be the end of everything that ever existed. Surfer needs their help to steal the ultimate nullifier from Galactus, but the weapon is extremely powerful and may have dire consequences. Victor, Doctor Doom, aka what is that? What's that flavor?
Kevin Durant.
What flavor is it though?
It's Kevin Durant flavor.
Oh, they don't actually tell you. You're just taking a risk, dog. You're going in blind. Is it like looks like a blueberry, right? Like a.
Yeah, it tastes like one of those drinks we had when we were kids. I think.
Like Fanta.
No. I don't know. It's
Is
like
it?
a little like slight coconut, but a lot of like purple raspberry type shit there.
I like
It's
that.
almost like a Huggy or like one of those like Kool-Aid juice things that you like
Oh
would
yeah,
snap.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Huggies
Tastes
were
like one of
dope,
those a little bit, but
bro.
just like
Bro,
cleaner. You know what I
taking
mean?
taking the lid off of a Huggy as a kid. Do you remember that, bro?
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
bro.
that aluminum foil. Oh my god, bro.
Oh my
Great feeling,
God.
dude. Great feeling. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Victor, Robert Downey Jr. obviously tells Reed that there are other ways to stop Galactus that don't involve putting the universe at risk. The two fight while Galactus approaches, and the nullifier is incorrectly activated. The Fantastic Four and Victor, being so close to the epicenter of the explosion, are transported to 616 MCU universe, but their universe and Galactus are destroyed in the process. Given their different proximity to the blast, the Fantastic Four and Victor arrive in 616 at two different points in time. The Fantastic Four arrive in modern day, while Victor arrived decades prior. When the Fantastic Four show up, Victor is disfigured from the blast and is now an established Doctor Doom. He still blames Reed for his disfigurement and the destruction of their universe. He sought to create his own secret utopia in Latveria, hidden away from the other forces of the world. Having been snapped away by Thanos due to the failure of the Avengers, he is now ready to step out of the shadows and rise as Earth's true defender to build a suit of armor around the universe. So he's trying to do good.
Yeah.
Explaining RDJ, he is Tony Stark's. He is Tony Stark in appearance only. He's not a Stark variant, as we know. Now, I haven't read this upcoming thing yet. All right, so we're gonna get into this next one, which I, like I said, haven't really read. This is so that's the Fantastic Four movie, which, dude, honestly, even if it's not that, I'm so excited for that movie. Avengers Doomsday. Doom is attempting to eliminate all kings across the multiverse, causing incursion after incursion until 616 is the only remaining universe. Strange and Wong are feeling the shockwave across the multiverse and warn the Avengers of the impending threat. With the help of America Chavez, the Avengers chase Doom across infinite Earths until the fight ends up on 616's doorstep. The final incursion is taking place above the Earth as heroes and villains from the MCU, Foxverse, and Sonyverse battle it out to the very end. The Fantastic Four have built a little raft that can survive. A little raft. Okay. The Fantastic Four has built a little raft that can survive the incursion and are trying desperately to save as many heroes as possible. Nothing can stop Doom as he grows closer to infinite power. And then you got Secret Wars. You got another. There's 4 of these things, dude.
Yeah.
God Emperor Doom has recreated the sacred timeline as Battleworld, his vision for the perfect society of order and prosperity. Any hero who wasn't saved by the Fantastic Four are now under the control of the Supreme Ruler. Doctor Strange is Doom's right-hand man, while the Thor Corps carry out his commands. What is this word? And it is selectic, and a selectic ensemble of characters from across the multiverse is the only hope for avenging a fallen existence. That's crazy, bro. That is
It
actually
is
nuts.
quite literally one of the craziest fan theories.
I mean,
I sit there and read that and I'm like, yeah, there's no way
well,
that, you know what I mean? That like that's not happening.
no, honestly, well, the one thing that I think is gonna happen no matter what is the Kang thing. And I think they're gonna go forward with that 100%. They're gonna like go from world to like I guarantee Doomsday is going to open up with all the Kings dying. You know what I'm saying? And that was my theory before I even just read that. So I
Mhm.
could definitely see that because they got to close. And also they even said the Kang dynasty is closed off in Doomsday, or his end or whatever.
That's why,
Um,
yeah, they changed it from King Dynasty.
right. So that's what I'm really curious about. Is I think that's definitely gonna happen, but it does suck though, dude. Like I think Kang, he's such a cool villain, like we talked about. Like he deserved his spot, and I mean, what's crazy is, bro, you look at that case with Jonathan Majors, bro. That man was obviously false accusations, in my opinion, with the evidence that was brought into court. It's crazy that it sucks, man. You know what I mean? That's all it takes is one person to say something to ruin someone's career.
He shouldn't have gotten fired and like blacklisted for it. Yeah, sorry. Shouldn't have gotten blacklisted for that. That was so stupid.
Yeah,
especially when you look at what happened and how what was it like on both sides. It was just so dumb.
Yeah, no, honestly, it like, don't get me wrong. I think we're getting the juicy stuff earlier than what they were thinking. I guarantee this was gonna happen eventually, but it would just mean more if we had a actual established relationship with this Kane character instead of only having one, movie with him in it as like a main guy. So that's what I'm not too big on is it's not going to mean as much now,
Yeah.
And also they kind of throw Galactus to the side. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I hope they bring him. I'm assuming he'll be the next big villain. It's kind of like a preview, but
that'll be him and Doom.
Yeah. I don't know. I think with Galactus, man, with him being such a cool character, I think just like, don't get me wrong, I love RDJ as Doom. That's awesome. I think that's gonna be great. It's gonna be cool. Wouldn't have been like my choice, but I think they needed a big. A lot of people were saying Cillian Murphy, which I agree. I think he'd be a great Doom.
Well,
I think
you know what the whole theory is.
What?
So like, okay, let's just take You've seen Into the Spider-Verse. We watched Into the Spider-Verse together.
Yeah.
So you look into the Spider-Verse. Let's just look at Gwen Stacy's reality. Her Spider-Man died before he was ever able to become Spider-Man. That's why Gwen Stacy became a Spider-Man. There's a big theory. There's a certain comic line where Tony Stark, Reed Richards, who's Pedro Pascal now in the Fantastic Four, and I can't remember the third guy. It was someone else, very popular character. They all become variants of Doctor Doom in this one comic line. So a lot of people are thinking this is what's going to happen.
I mean,
so there's two things, right? A lot of people have the theory that because Kevin Feige was talking about like 2022 or something like that, or 2020, he was talking about how Strange is the anchor of the MCU. So a lot of people think he's the anchor being of the MCU timeline. But there is another theory that it was actually RDJ because, when we're going to get into Deadpool, no spoiler alert, but they mentioned how a sacrifice so great could like save a timeline, or like a big sacrifice like that when the anchor being dies, like that's what happens. Well, there's a theory that it was RDJ. They find out that their timeline is going away and they look for a variant of Tony Stark. And what they're going to do, the Avengers pull up. They're like, oh, my God, Tony, it's you. And then he turns around. And then instead of, the right mask coming down, it's like Doctor Doom. And they end up going to a timeline where hypothetically the snap happened. Everyone died, including like Pepper Potts, his kid, and all the Avengers. But he survived. And, he's either, I see the timeline being like he's still rich. He's still flinched with like piss Playboy. But instead he uses that like to be a bad guy. There's like the quote where they're like, you can either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I think that's what they're going to do because we watched him die the hero. So I think they're going to do another timeline where this is my whole endpoint. I do not think he's the true Doctor Doom. I think that's the reason they did it so early and told everybody who They never do that. They never like come out and be like, oh yeah, this is the main villain until like we don't know anything else about the rest of the cast. That's why I think he's going to be like a, what are they called? Like a good, not a good, but not a bad guy. I can't think.
Mm-hmm. Anti-hero.
Like, anti-hero, yeah. And I think it's going to be like, we're going to find out at the end, this is actually the real Victor Von Doom. Because I bet you we'll probably see Reed Richards also be Doctor Doom if they go with that comic line as well.
I see what you're saying. Right. So,
you know what I mean?
So that's just going to add more to that big reveal of like, this is...
The RDJ one, in my opinion, is not going to be the real villain. He's just going to be a variant of Tony Stark.
I just feel like
we'll see.
I just feel like when you bring back Robert Downey Jr., I feel like he has to be a big time. It has to have a big, huge impact in some way. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. Like I do like that idea a lot. I think you could do a lot with it. I just feel like if you are gonna go that route of bringing RDJ back, which I'm sure he wanted to come back, but I don't think he would come back to play a smaller variant. I think he'd want to be that guy. He wants to be that Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I think. I don't think he would come back if it wasn't for that big main face of that saga. But I see what you're saying though too, for sure.
That's why I feel
what?
like he might be an anti-hero. Like he might still be a bad guy, but I feel like maybe by the end of it, like he's like the Stark that they need. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like I do think he will be like, it's gonna be him and Galactus, and then you're gonna find out like I don't know. It's the thing. It's like Deadpool. We're gonna see multiple versions of Doom,
Right. Yeah.
but I think eventually I'd like to say that his like that they're trying to set it up for him to eventually be good.
Hmm.
Or maybe they're just like, yeah, no, we want the wrong guy. Fuck this dude.
Yeah.
Merc is shit. Like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah. I mean, there's so
There's so
many.
much that they can do with it.
Yeah. There's so much I could do. There's so many doors open. So many possibilities. They can either really make this or they can really break it, and it's gonna be up to them to what they like. They can screw this up so bad, but I feel like with the Russo brothers coming back and all these people and Robert Downey Jr. being attached, I don't think they're gonna mess this up. I just don't see it happen. I think it's gonna be crazy.
Did you hear like the contract that he had?
Oh yeah, 80 mil.
Bro, 80 million. The Russo brothers had to direct the movie. And he's also making $40 million for end credit cutscene in the Fantastic Four. $14 million just to be in the end credit scene.
Wait. So he's not gonna. So he's not the Doom in Fantastic Four.
I don't know. I heard that he's gonna be in an end credit scene.
Okay, well then let's take that then, because I thought he was the Victor in Fantastic Four, but he might not be the Victor in Fantastic Four then. So then, like you said, that Doom in the other, I mean that you see what I'm saying? Like so, okay, so you might have something.
Wait, okay,
there.
and now, okay,
that,
may's theory's cooking. Maybe
yeah,
theory is
we
cooking.
got some right here, boys. We got some right here, boys.
Think about that.
Wait a minute. So no, so that's something then. So maybe that, like what you're saying, the different variants of Doom. The real Doom was the one that was with the Fantastic Four when he got transformed into the world that Robert Downey Jr. No, but that doesn't make any sense.
Well,
either.
here's my thing, because you still might be right, because I think the main bad guy in the Fantastic Four is gonna be Galactus. Because in the comic, at the Comic-Con trailer in San Diego, they showed like parts of like the movie, and like that was the whole thing at the end. Like Galactus like peeks his head through the window, so I think he'll probably be the main guy. So it could still be Doctor Doom of that universe. You know what I mean?
Well, that I think we're no. But here's the reason why though it couldn't be the Doctor of that universe because that means that Robert Downey Jr. would have to be the Doctor Doom of Earth 616, which he was the Iron Man of that universe. Does that make sense? So there's no way that he could be both characters at the same time. But here's another thing though. We're basing this off of that stupid theory. So that this theory might be totally wrong then, which would make sense, you know?
Well, then hear me out.
I'm listening,
baby. A theory on a theory on a theory on a theory. Yo, because here's my point. This is where I was going to get at. We have seen like someone like Chris Evans, right? He played, no spoilers, no spoilers. Everyone turn your shit off for 10 seconds. He played Johnny Storm. You know what I mean? He came back as like the Johnny Storm variant. So I feel like, and it goes to like with Krasinski and like Pedro Pascal. Like they're both Reed Richards, but they're both different versions. But I get what you're saying. Like it would be hard for him to be the same person in the same universe. But I feel like it could happen.
It could. I mean, listen, Doom is someone who
they will somehow make it work.
He could time travel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a smart guy. He could definitely do multiverse stuff, but they just got to really flesh that story out, and you can make a lot of plot holes with that. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, once again, we're
it's interesting to talk about because like exactly
we're basing it off this theory. So if we push this theory to the side, he swung his body to the side. Hopefully you guys get that reference. So if we push this theory to the side, then we can talk about what you said, right? This is another theory. It's not confirmed, but let's talk about this. Robert Downey Jr. gets paid just for a post-credit scene, which shows that he's not in the rest of the Fantastic Four movie.
Mm-hmm.
Then they do something that makes more sense, which is actually make Galactus the main villain of Fantastic Four, which would make total sense.
Oh my gosh, and then that could actually, because then if it's like in Doomsday, maybe Doom is like an anti-hero, and then Galactus ends up being the main hero by the end of it.
You would have to, because dude, Galactus is in my opinion, the best Marvel villain of all time. That dude deserves.
He'd smack up Thanos
Dude,
like that.
Oh, bro, dude, that's what he's so scary, dude. He eats worlds. He literally eats worlds like he has to. Like he's huge, bro. Like so
that's why I'm like, I don't know. They're gonna pull William Poulter back in here to be like,
facts, or even the girl from A Quiet Place, No, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you could go with that. I just feel like the one that makes most sense is the theory, in the sense of give the people a little bit of Galactus, just to kind of show them what the next saga after this one's going to be, because this one's obviously coming to an end with Doom, right? Even though it's supposed to be Kang. So now let's go ahead and let Doom have his moment. Give Alyssa a little bit of a peek, a little bit of a nibble, get our feet wet with Galactus for the first half of the Fantastic Four movie, and follow that theory, because then when you have two big villains like Doom and Galactus, that's a lot going on, especially for a movie.
Yeah.
For even a 2.5, 3 hour movie, that's a lot going on. I mean, we've seen movies try to do multiple big villains and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I think the theory is the best way to go about it, because if you make Galactus the main villain of Fantastic Four and only give Doctor Doom a little bit of time in that movie, then you're not doing Galactus justice, in my opinion. But I don't know. I mean, look, I feel like that's probably what they're gonna do, because if you heard, let's say that your theory, then once again we'll wrap this up. I'm going in circles now, but going back to your theory of RDJ just being in the credits, then it's like.
Yeah,
Galactus has to be that main villain in that movie.
It could that could have been like
100%. That's what I'm saying. It's just a theory. So there's a lot of different ways they could go with it, man. I mean, I'll be very happy if they do what we talked about in that theory that we had on the screen. But
yeah, that would be crazy. Would be electric. Yeah.
Crazy. That's what they need to do.
100%.
So we'll see, man. But yeah.
Speaking of electric,
what else was electric? Let's hear it.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, sir. Stop playing, baby. Deadpool Wolverine.
He was like,
we
nah,
watched
that shit
it.
was ass.
Yeah, I actually hated it. We watched it last week. Well, Brayden, we watched it separately. What did I have going on Friday? Oh yeah, I was on
Busch
vacation.
Gardens.
Yeah, I was on vacation. At Busch Gardens, came back Friday night. Brayden saw it Friday. I saw it Saturday. We haven't really been able to talk about it. I literally just texted this man, or he texted me. It was like best, or I'm not gonna say it, but he said something, and then I said something back, and then that was it. We just exchanged like 4 texts back and forth. So we're gonna talk about it now, baby. Bro,
it's the best MCU movie. Pay my money. I'll watch it again. I'll watch it again and again and again and again.
There's not many movies that we review on here where I'm like, I'll watch it multiple times. This is a movie that I want to watch. Like, I'm waiting for it to be out on streaming, and I'm ready to watch it again. Dude, I'll just watch the intro. That's it.
Yeah, bro. Best. Like, here's okay. Yeah. Get my quick take. This is my quick take to everybody. One, best intro to a movie of all fucking time. That shit was so inclusive and so cool. I was so satisfied, bro. Going back from like the, like dancing, and he's just beating the shit out of people with spines and shit, and he's like, oh, dude, I'm like, it was the funniest thing.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about this movie so much is I was laughing constantly. I've not laughed this hard in a movie like this, like constantly and every like 3 minutes I was laughing. It was ridiculous. And here's what I tell people. So if you take like the entire arc of like Iron Man 1 to like Endgame, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and try and bullshit you and be like, oh, like the Deadpool story is better than the entire like Infinity Saga. You know what I mean? No, not at all. But I will be straight up there to be like, it is in the talk with Endgame, and I count Infinity War Endgame as one movie. It's really just one movie. But those movies, No Way Home, and then this, like those 4, I think are the only times I've ever been in the theater, genuinely for any movie in general, where I heard people, when Mjolnir, vroom, it's Cap, everyone's like, oh, shit. It was like, that's how it was with this movie. You see fucking spoiler alert, everybody. If you're no spoiler if you don't want this. You see Wesley Snipes come out, and then you see God, why can't I think of her name? I feel like a dick. Elektra.
Yep, there you go.
Blade, Elektra. Then you got, oh my God, the
Jennifer
best
Gardner.
one that should have happened. Yeah, Jennifer Gardner. The one that should have happened years and years and years ago. Channing Tatum was Gambit. That was like something that he's always wanted to do. So I loved when he came out, and they were so like. Let me get to the point. Such a good interaction with all those characters coming back. We saw different variants of people. We saw Chris Evans come back. Matthew McConaughey played Cowboy Pool. Blake Lively played Lady Pool. Nathan Fillion played Head Pool. Like his kids were in it. It was a great film, and it was inclusive to everybody. We saw different versions of Wolverine. Henry Cavill made an appearance. It was like you were just sitting there, and it was like straight fandom fed to you. Like everything that we've asked for, everything that you had wanted this movie to be, it was. And so what I say is genuinely to me, and this is like obviously it's an opinion, it is the best MCU movie because of everything I like in a movie. I was laughing the whole time. I love the fact that they break the fourth wall. I think that is so unique. I think Deadpool getting added to an Avengers movie is going to be so fantastic because it's not going to be shot the way Deadpool is, but there will be moments where they're all talking and he's like, are these guys boring you as well? You know what I mean? Or like some shit like, these guys are boring, aren't they? Like something like that. And then they're going to like, who the fuck are you talking to? You know what I mean? Like, so I just know they're going to play with that.
Yeah.
But I love that with him. And that's like, I can't even, I'm trying to think when they were like talking about like the mask. They're like, you like the white eyes? It's like Christian Bale's Batman, but he can move his neck. And I was like, that shit was so funny. Like it's like, cause you're thinking that, you know what I mean? Or not even thinking that. It's something that's relatable.
Right.
But in my opinion, storyline was amazing. The villain was amazing. I guess like it's not even a negative to me, but it's just something I wish I could get more. But I think they did it on purpose because somebody was trying to tell me, I think it was Cassidy. He said he wishes that we saw Xavier's sister more, like the main villain. And I was like, here's the thing. In all reality, she wasn't like she's a villain for show. Like, you know what I mean? But she's not like these maniacal guys that want to take over the world and kill people. Like, she's someone that got thrown down there because they were aware of how powerful she was. And then she started seeking revenge. This was her point where she started to become a true villain. So I don't think this is the last we see of her. I think you're going to see her again. And that's why they didn't explain too much of her. And I think that's why they did it perfect because it wasn't about her. The movie wasn't about her. There really wasn't a villain. When you think about the villain, it was the TVA or whatever they're called. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's no point in overly focusing on her. I think they did it perfectly.
Yep.
And so you get to the end of this movie, Hugh Jackman like crying at one point, like, bro, had me like in my feels. I was like, God damn. Like I said, then you go from the opening to the characters, dog pool, you know what I mean? Like everything was just like from minute one to the very last minute, I thought was just like pure perfection. Like I was just stunned. You know what I mean? But I tell people, I'm like, some people will think it's number one. I think most people will also. I think when most people can agree, it's probably a top 5 Marvel movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think pretty much.
I'd say top 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd say number 1. But you get my point.
Yeah. No, I'm top 3 for sure. I would put it up there, man. I mean you. Right. You hit everything on the head. We know why Cassidy wanted to see more of Xavier's sister, but I agree. I think she was in the movie a perfect amount. And like you said, she's not even the main character. Don't get me wrong. She was at that climax, right? She was at that. Not even the climax, really. If you really think about it. The climax, like you said, was more with the TVA people or the time people.
She comes in, and it's like she comes in now pissed off at everybody, starts to do this last hugely bad thing, and then as soon as she's gone, it's back. It goes. It's like a mix of them both. That's where I feel like they did it. They did it very well. Like they didn't overtly put someone over. You know what I mean?
I forgot she came back in and tried to go to that machine. I remember now. Yeah, no, so yeah, like she's not even. I agree. It didn't feel at least like she was, like you said, she didn't. You know what I'm trying to say, like. She didn't need all the attention, right? The movie had enough substance on its own where it didn't need to focus on this villain. And in my opinion, I didn't even think about that. Like I literally.
When he said that to me, and I was like, really?
Yeah. Until you brought it up now, I didn't think that at all. I thought she was in there perfect. I thought the time people were in there perfect. especially the guy that was in love with Deadpool. Yeah, even the guy that wanted Deadpool's cheeks.
Yo, that was so funny.
Yeah. But I was about to say a joke, but I would have had to edit it out. But yeah, so less editing, but I'm vibing. Rated R, Actors POV on Patreon. No, but Actors POV after dark. But no, I agree. I think everything was really well done, man. I mean, some of the jokes, I was like, wow, I can't believe they got away with that. And
Dude,
there was some in there, man.
For real.
I mean, and they're like, yeah, the multiverse saga's not going very well, Marvel. Just like stuff like that where I'm like,
yeah,
God.
he's like, you came at a down point in the MCU.
Yep.
I was
crazy.
Like, no.
Crazy.
Well,
they know it's true, man. They know it's true. And I think that's why they gave them the freedom in this film. I remember when they first got announced that they were leaving Fox and going to MCU. And that Deadpool 3 was going to be a Marvel movie owned by Disney. And I remember people were like, oh, dude. And even I was like, damn, they're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna mess it up. They didn't. I think
it's the best Deadpool movie.
Yeah,
I love the first one. This movie was fantastic. I
agree. Somehow, dude, they had fun with it. You could tell Ryan Reynolds was like, all right, you know what? We're in MCU now, dude. Let's just have fun with it, bro. Let's just give the fans what they want and just go.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It is my favorite.
Why is Thor crying? Yeah, it's so good. There's some great moments, dude.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we're the Actors Podcast, so we can talk about it, dude. So basically, you know that one place that was the desert when they first got there, where they found everybody. They found Chris Evans. You know what I mean? When they landed in, there was a newspaper. It's like in a still shot, and it's the Secret Wars thing. And so a lot of people are saying that like Deadpool's gonna have his like major sacrifice in like Secret Wars, and that's why Thor is there crying. And so like it's something that's gonna happen, but they haven't talked about it yet.
Whoa.
Yeah, because like he wants to be a hero. He wants to be an Avenger. That's gonna be his thing, and yeah, which will fuck me up, dude. If Deadpool dies, I will lose my shit. I will lose everything.
That's
but it was
crazy.
Another theory I saw. Yeah,
that is crazy.
Yep. So because he's supposed to be like in the next, I know in Doomsday or Secret Wars, it's supposed to be like him, Tom Holland, Wolverine, or no. Sorry, here we go. So in the Doomsday, it's supposed to be like Tom Holland, She-Hulk, Strange, the Chavez girl, and there's somebody else, like a big name. It's like maybe it's not Falcon. It's like someone like that. You know what I mean? Someone who's kind of big, but not like, huge. And then Secret Wars, I heard like way back when, this was a few months ago, that's supposed to be like Tobey Maguire, Tony Stark, Deadpool Wolverine. Sorry, I don't know why I keep... Oh yeah, I don't know why I keep doing actors' names and then characters' names. I'm fucking around here. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
And then I think it was like Tom again or something like that. But it's just interesting that like to see what's gonna happen. I think Secret Wars is gonna be like Mortal Kombat Deception, where everyone in the game just you had every single character in the game literally just go and kill the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Secret Wars is going to be. Like, everyone is just different variants of each other, and just people are dying.
Yeah. Yeah,
but,
that's crazy, man. That'll be fun.
That'll rattle my bones.
Dude, I didn't even think about Deadpool actually dying, which just adds so much, and it makes sense too. It makes sense. Give the fans a great movie in the MCU. Let him have his moments in Secret Wars, whatever you want to do. Have his interactions with Spider-Man, and then kill him, bro. Oh my God, and Ryan Reynolds is older too. He's older.
We get everything that we want. Because my biggest takeaway from it is like they're totally rebranding the Deadpool franchise. Like I think he's gonna have a few more things, or at least appearances, because she says at the end when she was like, "Oh, well, it seems like we'll be seeing you more often," or like you're just getting started or something like that, and then she leaves, and then like it kind of like gives a signal like, yeah, they're gonna come back, you know.
Yeah.
I even heard Feige talking about Wolverine. They're like, we have no plans of recasting Wolverine. So I bet you he'll make a few appearances. I don't know if he'll get another standalone movie, but
yeah, I don't think he'll get another standalone movie, but I do think he'll be heavily in those other films. I think Ryan Reynolds wants to be. I think he wants to, especially it would make sense to, if he is going to be in a lot of those other movies, we know it's going to happen. But I think that they're going to give us what we want. And, you know what I mean? And, yeah, let it happen, man. That makes sense. Why is Thor crying? I thought it was like a different kind of joke, but that's funny. That's terrible. That's
You
that's
know what
not
it is,
funny
dude?
anymore.
No, you actually so spot on though. It's Deadpool. We're gonna find out. It's gonna seem like he's dying, and it's gonna cut to him, and he's sitting there. He's like, just cut his leg or something.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah,
I don't think I can. He's like, Deadpool, get up. And
yeah.
he's like lifting his throws in the air. He's like, oh.
That'd be funny too, honestly, dude. That'd be great, yeah, because the fans are gonna know what scene they're referencing. Yeah, I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot. I think they can go some really good routes with it. But yeah, no. So, yeah, this film. What's crazy about it? You can't even talk too much about it because it's so good. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way to describe this film. It's just perfect, man. I think
You need to watch it.
You just need to watch it, man. All the different variants were really well done. I mean, having Hugh Jackman, man, put on the mask at the very end, and they had that one panning shot, and then it pans, and they're like, it gets too far ahead of them, you don't see him for like 20 seconds. That's funny. And then they start beating all the other people. And then they start regenerating, and then they're like,
the fight scenes in this game were super cool. In this movie were super cool.
It felt like a video game though, with how awesome everything seemed. It like you said earlier, it was very immersive. You felt like you were there, which is very weird. I don't know if it's because of the fourth wall stuff or whatever, but you actually felt like you were in this place watching this stuff go down. It was one of the most immersive, engaging movies I've watched in a very long time, dude. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, dude, it was so good. And then at the end, and they're like, "Oh, you guys regenerate too? Great." And then Peter comes out, and they all start cheering Peter. It's so funny.
Yeah, they're so like, funny. Peter in every timeline.
Yeah. Peter.
You're with Peter, we trust you.
Dude, his balls are in the suit. You seen that too?
Yeah.
How tight it is. His balls are just out. And then the one lady you're talking about at the end comes up, and she's like, "Oh." I'm like, what the hell are we doing right now? So funny. So funny.
Hilarious. No, but I want to see, like, I hope that in the upcoming we see more of the X-Men come in, because like they talk about them and like they showed like their shadows or like their powers.
Yeah.
Or, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They glimpsed at it, but they didn't give us a full thing. So I'd like to see that reintroduction.
We definitely will. They did their farewell to Fox to Fox at the end of the movie and the credits. So I think Fox is out of the way. I think now they're gonna bring all these characters back, dude. I mean, you're gonna see Jennifer Lawrence, not Jennifer. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. Lawrence. Didn't she play? Am I saying her name right? Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. Played what's her name in X-Men?
I thought we were still talking about Electra for some reason.
No.
Storm.
No. Phoenix. There you go. Maybe she might come back as Phoenix. You're gonna have Cyclops. Like, you can go crazy with it. Now it's time to have some fun. Beast. And Beast. Yeah. So I think you can do some cool stuff. So we'll see, man. I think they're gonna go full send now. Don't they have an X-Men animated TV show coming up?
Yeah. Yes, they do. I haven't watched it, but I heard it's actually really good. I know, like,
it's out.
Loves it. Yeah.
Is it part of the MCU? That's what I'm saying though. I think they have like an actual MCU show coming out soon for X-Men. Like
really?
Yeah.
Like a live action?
No, I think it's animated.
If it's the X-Men 70, then that's the one I'm talking about. Or X-Men 90. I think it's X-Men 70. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think when you on the timeline, I don't know. I just feel like you can do a lot with that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll
X-Men 97, my bad.
97. Also, what I don't get is the one part of this movie I'm a little confused. Mm-hmm. They just left Blade and Electro and everyone down in that place with the Ant-Man head. What was that about? What are they good?
Yeah, I don't know either. We said the same shit. I was like, what's going on there?
Like, are they alive? What's going on? Felt very weird.
Are we gonna go get them, or like, what's up then?
I just thought it was funny that they just dipped. Like, they used those other characters to get in the base, and then they just left. I thought that was pretty funny. It's like when you really think about it.
Die. Yeah. After they're like barely winning the fight, and you just see them like jumping through the portal.
That's
and
what I'm saying. Like, what's
poor guys?
It just seems a little weird to me.
It's the thing of no. Do you know what it really is? It's just Deadpool. It's the same thing with. It's like the Chris Evans thing. Like, you know what I mean? He made a comment. Like, he purposefully does shit to get him, like, ahead. That's where it's like, I
Yeah.
think it was like, they made the whole movie about him being for himself. Like, that was clearly something. Like, he just said,
didn't
fuck
care.
everyone else. And they just, yeah. And Wolverine's like, I'm not missing my chance. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, that makes sense. That
Poor
makes
guys.
sense. Honestly, I do feel
would
bad.
hope that they made it out because the whole thing is she opened her portal back up to come to the 616. So I could totally see maybe them slipping out somehow, or I don't know. I don't know how it works. You know what I mean? There's always a bunch of shit you could do. The door's wide open.
That makes sense. That makes
Like
sense.
she left the portal open. They got through somehow.
Yeah. That
They were in the same location.
Yeah, because, dude, I mean, especially, here's the thing, Brayden, with how well this movie was received, what's the box office at? I know it was breaking box office records. So,
yeah.
this movie's
It's
gonna make $1 billion. Yeah, it's gonna reach $1 billion easy. So, when it does reach $1 billion, that obviously it's already opening the Marvel's eyes now. I feel like you got to bring back Gambit. Yeah, that's had a great response.
Yes.
I feel like you got to bring back Elektra. You got to give Wesley Snipes another hit
Yes.
because now the Muhammad or whatever his name was that was going to play the new Blade, that's not even going anymore. So because they stopped that, I think. So now it's like you got Wesley Snipes.
It's not like I remember they were like the return time is like indefinite, and I was like, so you're not coming back, or you never know when you're coming back, or
well, bro got pissed because they kept delaying it, and he's like, I have other opportunities. He's a great actor. He's in a lot of stuff. He's like, I have so many other things I can be doing, and I've been waiting like 4 years for this one movie. I'm not getting paid. You know what I mean? He's like, this is crazy.
That bullshit.
Exactly. So he just wanted more movie opportunities. That's why he stopped doing it. And I don't blame him, man. You know, that guy can be making millions a year, and he's not making millions because he's waiting for this one project. Don't get me wrong, he'll be getting millions when he films the film and have a lot of money that comes after that. But he loves acting. He wants to stay with that. He wants to be consistent with that. I don't blame the guy. So I think that's why he did that. So now with that being done, Wesley Snipes obviously loves playing Blade. He didn't think he was going to ever be able to play Blade again. Now he had the opportunity to do it. I don't think you just got to just throw that to the side. I feel like you got to keep letting him do his thing as Blade. You know what I mean? It was so cool having him in there, dude. I knew he was going to be in there,
only
but
one Blade. There'll only ever be one Blade, and I was like, yo, that's savage.
That had me dying laughing because I think that they made this movie before the guy quit the other Blade movie, so it's kind of a joke of like he's like, I'm the only Blade, even though they have an actual movie being made. It's another Blade. I thought that was funny, but yeah, I was dying. But yeah, there's some great stuff, man. I mean, the post credit scene at the very end when Johnny Storm actually did say all those things.
Yeah, it is like, here's the evidence.
Yeah.
You fat-lipped motherfucker. I was like, no way, bro. No fucking way.
So funny, bro. So funny.
That was my favorite shit. He took it out. He was like, gotcha, fuckers. And then dude, walked right off. And that to me was like, that I stood up and I went, this is the highest rated movie that I'll ever do on the podcast. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Like, that was fucking it. That was the icing, literally the cherry on the icing. That was it.
Yep. This movie overall, dude, just hit.
Phenomenal.
Bro, it
was so phenomenal.
There's so many funny moments, dude. I mean, like I said, just the jokes, bro. It was also one of my favorite parts of the movie was when they talk about getting cocaine. And the grandma's, she's like the snowman, and she like goes through like every single way to say cocaine. The onion is possible without actually saying cocaine.
Oh yeah,
that was so funny, dude.
Sugar, nose candy.
She went through. It was literally a 5-minute scene of them going back and forth. He's like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. So funny.
I want to.
Yeah, Marvel won't let us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, dude. There was, I mean, bro.
They just knew they were aware. Whoever was the writers or just writers, Sean Levy, fucking Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, they're all so smart.
And
just,
like
knew how to make the movie. It was so good.
Yeah, dude. And like just everything about this film when it comes to the fight. I know we already talked about the fighting sequences, but when you go back to it,
bro, they're just so good.
So good. They weren't too short.
The car fight was so fucking funny.
So dope, dude. And they weren't too long. And it was just like, I mean, which even though I don't think there's no such thing as too long with these types of fight sequences. And, And, cause like, dude, number one, you got the blood and the snow, so you got the red blood and the white snow, dude. That just looks so dope on camera. And then you have the car scene with the car just being a bloodied mess, dude. And then Deadpool.
He's wrapped up in
the seatbelts.
Wolverine's like bleeding out.
So
Deadpool's
funny,
fucking
dude.
wrapped up in fucking
Yeah. And then the car gets stolen, right? From the girl. She just starts driving it. They're like, what's happening, bro? It's so stupid, but there's some great moments too. There's some great moments. But yeah, the fighting sequences in this film, man. And also even when they get to the what is the name of that place where Gambit and everybody was? I can't remember the name.
I can't think of it either. I know exactly what you're talking
We'll
about.
call it the Nether. No.
Nether.
But yeah, this place where all these people get, shunned and thrown down here. With the fox sign and everything, that was really funny. But they get down there.
Made me laugh so
dude,
hard.
So funny. But I remember that's pretty much all the leaked stuff that came out very early was that exact scene. So it wasn't really too big of a surprise, but it's still really cool to see. And then, but that fight sequence even was really cool, man. He gets thrown through the thing. Like, there's some really good fight sequences in this film, and this movie, when it wanted to take stuff seriously, man, it took stuff seriously. And I think, it was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. Here's the thing. I find stuff funny, but I rarely ever laugh out loud. This movie had me laughing out loud at multiple different points, which is so rare. Usually, dude, I'm like,
no, me too,
I'm
bro.
silent. Even when I'm watching like comedy specials, like I don't laugh. But there might be like one or two jokes that get me. This is a movie that consistently from start to end, dude, I was dying laughing, bro.
It was fucking good. I will give you that. It was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I agree.
And here's the thing too. With any other character, this movie wouldn't have worked. Because it has a lot of that stupid humor that Marvel tries to do sometimes with other characters, and it doesn't work. This movie, they added that same Marvel humor, and it worked because it's Deadpool. And everything about it was just so... One of my favorite Wolverine variants, bro, the 5'4" Wolverine, the comic book accurate Wolverine. So funny, dude. He's like, hey, little guy. I'm like, bro, it's supposed to be me. I could play a little 5'4" Wolverine. I'm just saying, dude. Put me in there, dude. Put me in, coach.
Come on, coach. Get me in there.
Get me in there, coach. That's me, dude. But sub me in. But yeah, it was just like that moment was funny. And like you said, Henry Cavill, bro. When I saw Henry's rear delts, bro, and his shoulders, I was like, that's not Hugh, bro. I was like, that's someone else, dog. That man is juiced.
Yeah,
juiced. And then turned around, I was like, yeah, there's Henry. But yeah,
and he did the whole.
Yeah, dude, I said that. Nobody else caught it in the theater, and I was like, oh, no one saw it. So
I saw it.
Okay, good.
I saw it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. But yeah, man. So good film overall. I don't really have much else to say. It's just that this movie, you need to watch it, man. There's so many good aspects. I cannot wait to watch it again. Personally, I literally can't wait.
Facts. Me too. I can't wait to fucking buy it. If it doesn't come, I want to buy a disc of it, bro.
Yeah.
I just want it.
Nope.
It was that good. I loved it so
good.
much. It actually reignited the flow in Marvel. Like they're back.
It saved Marvel.
Yeah.
It saved Marvel.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, I think.
Like, I think God, we made that fucking deal.
Oh yeah, that's why they gave him that freedom. That's why they gave him the freedom. They're like, hey, you do whatever you want, brother. We need it right now. We need you to do something. And I think that was huge, man. That was huge. Brayden, do you have anything else you want to say to add on?
No, I just think that you should go see it. That's all I have to say. That's the best way to put it. You will understand. It's like a high almost. You know what I mean? You go in there and it's like a euphoric feeling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's rate it, man. I'll go first. You went first last time, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Like I mean, I'm probably gonna go 9.9. I feel like I gotta put 9.9 on this film.
9.9.
Let's
bro.
go, baby.
Dude,
yes,
I was like, realistically, I'm gonna be straight up. A 10. I don't think I'll ever rank something a 10.
Nope.
It's like nothing can ever be perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the goddamn closest thing to fucking perfect. I'm
Literally.
so glad you said 9.9 because I was thinking the same exact thing. I
Yep.
told everybody this will be the highest movie I've ever rated on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's how much I like this movie.
Yeah, the only other like 9.9 that I can think about or possible 10 is Interstellar. That's probably the only other one that I would possibly put
Like yeah.
a 10. But yeah, this is a 9.9, man. I mean, we already said exactly why. The reason why it's not a 10, like Brayden said, is you can't really put a film at a 10. The only one I'd probably put there if I had to choose would be Interstellar, but that's pretty much it.
Dude, this deadass probably would maybe be mine. I'm not gonna lie. It might be like my favorite movie.
It's good.
It might. It's just like I said, for everybody, there's some people out in the world that are gonna hate this movie. But for what I appreciate in movies and what I think is like so unique in the industry, this movie was special. You'll never see another movie like this one. You know what I mean?
Not with this much heart and that just brings life back into one of the biggest, probably the biggest franchise of all time in Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Biggest companies of all time in Disney. I don't think you're ever gonna see something like this again, personally.
Yeah.
I think Secret Wars, Doomsday, this is all that success, or at least part of that success, you have to give back
from this. Yeah.
to Deadpool and Wolverine. I really do. Ryan Reynolds saved these people.
The MCU. He's
Saved
MCU
the
Jesus.
MCU.
He's
Yeah,
the Marvel
true.
Jesus.
He's the Marvel Jesus, baby. There you go, baby. All right, well, let us know what you guys thought of Deadpool and Wolverine, baby, down below, man. Give this video a like. Comment down below your thoughts.
Down below.
What do you rate it? Do you rate it a 10?
What do you rate it?
9.9. It's funny, when we first started this podcast, me and Brayden would always have like the same exact rating. Remember that? We were on a streak there for a little bit, dog.
For a while,
we were all going, and then now since then we've kind of been stumbling. We'll get back on track. We'll get there.
We're back.
It's the start.
One day or day one.
Yes, sir. What movie? Wait, hold up. Let's talk about. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so I just thought that was funny. We're kind of back on track with that now. But yeah, let me look up actually what movie we have this week. I know we have Gladiator this fall. Very excited for Gladiator 2.
Ooh.
We'll see what happens, man. Movies this week. Trap. The one with oh my god, what's his name? Josh Hartnett.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait to watch it.
Yeah, the M. Night one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're going to watch that this weekend. That's my guess. I don't see anything else. Or Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Harold and the Purple Crayon.
You watch Harold and the Purple Crayon?
I love that with Zachary Levi.
Yeah, there's really nothing else. There you go. So, we are going to be watching whatever Trapped, baby. You guys know what's up this weekend. I'm very excited for that. It's an M. Night movie, so no telling what the hell's going to happen and what we're going to walk into. This might actually be the Sasquatch movie that we missed. But we really appreciate y'all watching, man.
Never forgive myself for that.
We got to watch it, dude. We got to wait for it. It's probably on streaming already.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love y'all, man. You guys have a great rest of your week, man. And we will see you next time, baby.
See you on the next one.